second episode of our brand new show, Arch Rivals. And it's a great time of the year. The Prem just started. We got our first weekend out of the way. Some things went to plan. Other things didn't. What'd you boys think of the first weekend?
Pain.
The wait is finally over.
At last.
I mean, it was a good weekend. I can't complain as a solid fan of Manchester City.
Yeah.
I can complain.
We got some complaints over here, but I guess we can start with the first game of the season. Burnley taking on Man City at the Turf Moor. Pretty much what was expected to happen, if I'm being honest.
Yep. I don't think anybody expected Burnley to do too much. Keeping a clean sheet away from home is always good to start off the season for Manchester City. Erling Haaland, easy brace. We did see a short clip at halftime of Pep absolutely berating Haaland after scoring 2 goals, which was pretty on par for Pep Guardiola.
Yeah. Striving for excellence in everything.
Demanding excellence.
I think Haaland has to have just a natural tuning out now.
He is a robot, dude. He's just got a button. He just clicks.
My hope is that he's feeding on all of the Pep Guardiola mentality, and Pep is just going to turn him into an absolute monster. Only in his second season under Guardiola, so more to come, more great things.
Yeah,
maybe he's just thinking about Real Madrid. Just kidding. That's not going to happen.
Man City are the new Real Madrid after the treble last season.
I don't know how I feel about that one, but yeah, they are just too hot to handle, man. They just come out and it didn't even it was like the most boring 3-0 game of soccer I think I've watched in a while.
That's why I don't watch City games.
Yeah, they just hold the ball the entire time, and it's got to be infuriating to play against. I'm sure that Burnley players walked out of there like, we lost today?
Yeah.
What even happened? I don't even remember the goals that were scored on us.
Apparently, there were 3 Burnley players who captained Erling Haaland on their fantasy Premier League teams.
Yeah, I
which
believe that.
I think that sounds like a conflict of interest, but it's just fantasy Premier League.
You got to be dumb not to.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is
especially when you're defending him.
Yeah.
If
you got this, bro.
If they're kicking Ivan
Burnley?
Toney out of the league for gambling, that sounds dangerously close.
Is there any money on fantasy PL?
We don't know.
I don't
Probably.
think there is. So, but yeah, I mean, the second goal, that finish with his left foot, just it was disgusting. Was it bar down or was it just drilled into the top of the goal?
I think it was bar down.
Yeah, that was nasty. In terms of other news from this game,
KDB's hurt.
Yeah, and he's out for a while apparently. It's looking like I don't think that the full details of the injury have come out, but I know that Pep in an interview was saying they are going to be missing him for a few months. So some significant time at the beginning of the season going to be Julian Alvarez, I guess, deputizing at Cam.
That was my expectation, was Julian Alvarez to step in. He didn't start today in the UEFA Super Cup or whatever the heck.
Yeah,
he didn't play today, but I think I'm expecting him to fill De Bruyne's role. Try to fill his role.
I was going to say those are
we're
some
talking
big
about
shoes to fill.
Right, we're talking about the greatest Premier League midfielder of all time.
Let's not make those kinds of
if he never had those substantial injuries,
and if he could ever get a performance in a final ever. But I guess you're talking Prem, so it doesn't matter.
Yep.
I mean, he's definitely up there in the Prem. He's got all the accolades and assist records and everything going for him. But that is sad to see because he is one of the best players in the league, and he's a joy on the ball to watch.
And I mean, when you got $1 billion worth of defenders to sub in and out behind you, it doesn't really matter. And Rodri, when you got $1 billion defense and Rodri, the best CDM in the Prem, if not the world, it's rough.
Yeah, it is rough
for the opposition.
We saw Julian Alvarez kind of start in that cam role during the Community Shield, and then he played it again in that first match week when he went out. I think they'll probably be fine. It depends on how long the injury is, though.
Only City could lose somebody like
their
KDB
best player possibly.
And probably not even skip a beat.
Yeah. But that's the point. That's what Arsenal is striving for. That's what City has, is to have the depth that you are if one guy
Who the
is
fuck
off.
was talking about Arsenal?
Dude, they're trying to be City. You know that.
Yeah, Pep Arteta has no swag of his own, so
We
he had to
can
jock all Pep's
try
steez.
to do all sorts of things.
Yeah, you can always try to be the greatest.
I think that's about it for Man City Burnley.
Yeah.
Truthfully, there's not much else.
It
in that
wasn't
result.
that interesting of a game. So
I think that Burnley, even though they got 3-0'd,
They didn't look
still
bad.
looked lively. They looked like they didn't give up on their philosophy. I mean, it's City. What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
You bounce back. Honestly, when you're Burnley, you just try to win against teams that you can win against, and other games you just chalk it up and you move on. Hopefully, the players can let that one slide because let's be honest, other than 2 or 3 other teams in the Prem, and even them are usually losing to City,
yeah.
you're gonna take an L.
Up the
Yep.
Clarets.
Yep, and then on to Saturday morning. The first kickoff is a Arsenal Nottingham Forest game, which was played, I believe, at Nottingham Forest, or actually it was at the Emirates. Sorry,
It was at the Emirates.
and
You wouldn't have been able
your
to tell.
defense is in trouble. Nketiah in the room.
L.
Nketiah's calling. He's stepping in for an injured Gabby Jesus and scores the first goal of the season.
Yeah, off of that Martinelli
Off of
move.
disgusting Martinelli move.
I don't think he meant to do that. That looked like it got away from him. He was trying to skill, and it got away from him, and he was like,
I don't know. He drove his heel through it like he was trying to make the pass. So
Some people
I'm
might
gonna
call
give him
you
the credit.
a hater.
100% hater.
Yeah, absolutely a hater.
I'm a hater because your team can't seem to finish games out against dog shit teams without getting scored on.
Look, man, there are some new signings in that side, and we saw, sadly, another season-ending injury with this one. The news is out. Urian Timber goes down and has to be substituted near halftime, and he's torn his ACL. He's done for the year when he looked like probably our best signing thus far. Like, he looked even better than Declan Rice, in my opinion. And that's horrible news because Zinchenko is also out.
Horrible news for you.
Yeah, horrible news for me. Yeah, we can't seem to put away a game, but Bukayo Saka can seem to hit that left foot perler.
God
Hit
damn.
the piss out of the ball.
Yeah, that was disgusting. I mean, already could be the best goal that he scores this season. We'll see.
The Havertz memes were immaculate after that.
They were.
It's true.
Yeah, I mean, it was testier than it should have been because they should have just buried the game at any point in that second half after going up 2-0 at home against the Nottingham Forest side that in all reality should be bottom half of the table.
They had good opportunities to do it as well.
Yeah, they did.
Declan Rice had a couple opportunities he probably wish he had back in his first Premier League game for Arsenal. He was trying to bang from long range.
Oh, he has been told to hit those for sure. He's
entertaining to watch for sure.
Yeah, Thomas Partey used to do it and would score like one a year. That was it. It would be a banger, but he would just score one. And I'm hoping Declan Rice can get better than one nice long shot a year. 82nd minute, we see Anthony Elanga driving down the left-hand side. Was an exciting player at Man U. Didn't get to play under Ten Hag. And now he's over at Nottingham Forest, and he just paced the whole Arsenal defense on a counterattack. And Awoniyi, an Arsenal fan, he's scored on us twice in the span of like 2 weeks. It's pretty nuts. And it was a nice goal. It was a good finish. But yeah, can't put the game away and kind of fearful at the end of that one for sure.
He's just an absolute unit, though.
Awoniyi?
Yeah.
Oh, he is a beast, dude. He reminds me
He's a
of
big guy.
who was the Liverpool player that was like the strongest player in FIFA?
Oh,
Akinfenwa.
Akinfenwa.
he's a Liverpool fan.
Yeah, he was
Liverpool
he did
fan.
not
Liverpool
play
fan.
for
Sorry,
Liverpool.
Liverpool fan. Who did he play for? It wasn't like the second
The
division.
championship.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, yeah, he's hilarious.
He was giant meme all over the internet for the longest time.
I would hate to be guarding Awoniyi.
Oh yeah, I don't want to be the center back that has to like press against him. Does
Yeah.
not seem like fun.
I hope
Unfortunately, Brennan Johnson was unable to come up with anything in his start, and both Elanga and
Awoniyi.
were
Came
both
off the
brought
bench.
on. Yeah, brought on were fresh legs, fresh pace injection, which absolutely plays into the one goal that they scored.
Oh, for sure.
And I don't get that because I feel like Awoniyi scores when he gets his opportunities, but he doesn't start very much. I'm excited for Elanga. I feel like if he gets starting time, he could really blossom into a good
Like
player for them.
a pretty solid like Prem winger.
Another season staying up probably.
Yeah, most likely. I think they will, and that's good to see for Nottingham fans.
I was hoping they'd put that second one in.
Oh no,
No,
we don't hope for that.
I do.
I was hoping Chelsea would put that second one in against Liverpool.
My final piece about Nottingham Forest is that Steve Cooper should coach Brentford because he's the Premier League coach that looks like he's been stung by the most bees.
That's tidbit of the day from Riley. What makes you look like you've been stung by bees?
The boy
Just
ugly.
go look at Steve Cooper.
All right.
He got loose skin.
Loose skinned into loose games. 1-1. Bournemouth West Ham.
Snore, honk shoe.
Yeah.
Massive snore fest.
Massive snore fest. Dominic Solanke with a goal in the 82nd minute to tie it up after Jared Bowen scored in the 51st. Thomas Suchek assisted on that one. I mean, both mid-sides, they're just going to be mid-table.
West Ham woes. Like, I think they're going to finish like pretty close to the bottom.
I mean, they came pretty close last season.
Especially if they lose out on Paqueta, like there's going to be very little offense coming from that side. Like, yeah, you can hope and pray that Said Ben Rama can like cook something up for you, but ultimately you really don't have a lot of offense going your way.
Yeah, I mean, Mikel Antonio's still starting at age 33 up
Something
top
like
as a
that.
striker, and him and, I mean, Jared Bowen can still get some stuff done, but
True.
They did just sign James Ward-Prowse, and
They
they've
did.
been linked with Kudus.
Ooh.
Damn, their defense still needs something.
Hey,
Yeah,
JWP.
they have a few interesting signings going on, so I'm assuming that they
Declan
got...
Rice money.
Yeah, they screwed themselves with the Declan Rice money by not making signings and then selling Declan Rice for a huge fee because now they're getting reamed. But they did get in James Ward-Prowse, which is a lot better than who they were going for because I think they were going for Scott McTominay and Harry Maguire as like a dual kind of deal from Man U. And I think that news came out yesterday or today that Harry Maguire is like, no, I think that I will make much more money at
Yeah.
Man United and
And
ride the
ride the
bench.
To ride the bench and never see the light of day again.
I'm going to fight for my place in this team. Bro, you don't got to fight for it. It's right there on the bench. That's yours. That's yours,
That's you
homie.
right there.
Fight for my role is
Yeah.
synonymous with get this cash.
Yeah. Get script of captaincy. Take that bag.
God, the fact that Harry Maguire was a Man U's captain is just
I know,
so
that is
laughable.
nuts.
Ooh, as a Man City fan, I just eat that up. Ooh, yum.
So good. Moving on to the next game, Brighton, probably the most exciting team to watch in the Prem. They took on newcomers Luton Town, and it was honestly a close affair for the majority of it. I felt like Luton Town was definitely not doing a whole lot on offense, but they were holding their own. It was 1-1 up or 1-0 up until the 71st minute when João Pedro scored. Solly March scored the first goal in the 36th minute, and then Carlton Morris tied it up in the 81st. And then after that, it just went wild. And Panzu, the player that came from like all the way at the 5th tier of English football, all the way to the top with them, is just like juggling the ball in the box.
Showed a bit of 5th division football.
class, and just teed it up for Adingra to volley it straight into the goal right next to him. So that was great.
That was smart.
Yeah, that was smart.
Yeah, Luton Town did. They looked like they were going to test Brighton, up until Brighton scored the second. And, like,
In third and fourth.
well, right.
Dude, it was that moment
They fell
where-
apart.
yeah.
They fell apart after that. But they were holding strong for quite a while.
I think
Carlton Morris did look. That's right, Carlton.
Yeah, Carlton Morris.
looked really good and was testing Brighton's goalie frequently.
Yeah, and then they put on Evan Ferguson, and he looked great.
he needs to start.
Yeah, I think Danny Welbeck has got to go to the
Yep.
bench.
You
Like,
done, mate?
Evan Ferguson almost scored a pearl where he just like dribbles in a circle near the top of the box and then laced one to the far corner and it hit off the inside of the post and went like across the goal line all the way to the like corner flag almost. And then he scored another goal that Estupiñán just teed him up for it where he just like slides it in. But he looks like the real deal. I don't know how Man U didn't just like sign him instead of Højlund, but let's not judge before Højlund hits the field because he is on an injury right now.
Nah, fuck him. He's not as good as Ferguson.
I don't think he is either. I see Ferguson as the real deal.
And
Like
Ferguson, are they the same age? Ferguson a little bit younger?
I think Ferguson might be a little younger. I think
Ferguson like
Ferguson's 18.
19?
He's 18.
Yeah.
I think they're both
He
19.
looked like a grown man. I guess technically he is, but like
18 for Evan Ferguson.
he's
18.
18.
He's 18, and I believe Højlund is 19.
That's
And at this point, like Danny Welbeck, I feel like was a
He's 20.
He's
20.
20? Dude,
Danny
like,
Welbeck,
what?
I feel like was kind of
I
just
mean-
like a signing just to like fill the role of striker for the time being. He's a perennial striker in the Premier League. He's got time with Arsenal, Man U.
Dude, he's always been a kind of a gap filler in the Prem.
No
and-
doubt, but you know when you've got a young talent like him, like give this young lad some
I thought you were
starting
talking about
time.
Welbeck.
No.
A young talent like Welbeck. I mean, Man U making mid signings isn't anything new. I don't want to judge too early, but I don't see it.
You just wait till we start talking about the Man U.
Yeah, well, we can get there because
Well, I want to talk about how Brighton sold their entire squad and they look fantastic still. I mean, it's just like De Zerbi's putting the world on notice. You give this man some top tier money.
You give him an inch, he takes a mile.
You give him Liverpool after Klopp retires. Oh man,
is that what you're thinking is
yes,
the next move for them?
has to be because
All
it's
right.
like it's.
We don't
it's
got to
not-
talk Liverpool yet.
No, I'm saying De Zerbi's not like it's not your tiki taka. It's not Man City ball.
It's
you know?
terror ball, just a different kind of
Yeah,
terror
it's
ball.
beautiful.
It is.
It's
It's fun.
beautiful.
They're fun to watch.
They are fun. To watch.
Mitoma, I want to read his dissertation on dribbling so bad.
Probably mid, bro. he's a world class footballer. He literally came out and said like everybody acts like it's some sort of like unlocked the keys to dribbling.
Oh,
and
even
he said I only did it because I play soccer.
Yeah.
I'm like
Yeah, well, dissertation in another snooze fest. Fulham Everton. Everton did look kind of nasty on the attack and just couldn't put one in because Bernd Leno ended up being the man of the match. I think he had like 10, 12 saves. I don't remember exactly how many.
I just
He had
know
9 saves.
Everton's missing that last Infinity Stone, Dwight McNeil.
Yeah, they need him badly. From where is he at right now? Oh, he's just hurt. I forgot.
Dude, he's 23.
Yeah. I didn't dude, I feel like Dwight McNeil has been playing soccer since I was born.
I thought he was like 40 or something.
Yeah, I did too. I thought he was like old mainstay of the Prem when really he's just like younger than me.
Yeah, I was very surprised by that. So I really do think he's a good little prospect to have. I mean, Calvert-Lewin, did Calvert-Lewin start?
I believe he did.
Did
Let me
not.
see. He did not. Wow, they started Neil
Maupay.
Maupay.
Yeah, and so I
Maupay
feel like
is shit.
Everton last season was kind of like, are they going down? Are they not going down? You know,
Dude, I think Sean Dyche is like slowly becoming the another one of those managers that people are just going to hire at the end of their season whenever they're like, we can't get relegated.
I mean, we were talking about this at Jonah's bachelor party. Congratulations, by the way, again. There was a time when Sean Dyche had Burnley in like 6th,
Yeah.
5th.
5th.
We talked about it on the last episode. He got them 5th in the league.
Like, I don't think he is. Like, I know what you mean. There's certain like Hodgson. Like there's
Yeah,
certain,
Roy Hodgson.
Yeah,
Mhm.
there's certain managers.
Big Allardyce.
Sam, but like even he don't have his edge anymore because those are dead and gone ways of play. But that Brexit ball,
It's here
Yeah.
to stay.
I think it's where I like. I mean, obviously it's not gonna win you titles, but like Everton isn't. Last season makes you forget that Everton's like low-key one of the biggest clubs in England.
Yeah, they are. They have a
And-
great fan base.
And they got a great fan base. They got a lot of money. Their owners are mid.
Yeah.
And so I just feel like Everton could do pretty well. I'm a Liverpool fan. I was really hoping they'd go down last season.
That's shitty. They would never play each other.
Yeah, well, fuck them. I mean, there was a while where we had our own agent of Liverpool bringing them down, but he got fired.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I think they're going to stay up. I think they've got some injuries that they're going to get back. They could have easily won this game.
Yeah, and if Bernd Leno doesn't go off, they probably do. I guess the only thing that I have to say on Fulham is it looks like they might actually be keeping Mitrovic.
No, I think recently
is he
he's out
done?
the door.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think he's
Like,
just about there.
Yesterday, they're back to negotiating him leaving for
I
the
think it's like a
Saudi.
Okay.
43 million transfer or something
Wow.
like that.
But
They need to spend that money quickly.
I have high hopes for Jimenez. I also think Jimenez is a good kind of striker. I think they would have been crazy, way better if Mitrovic would have stayed, and they would have had Adama Traore on the right and Willian on the left,
Mhm.
which two names you'd think it's 2023, no way.
No way this is going
That's
on.
a good thing, but I really think that could be a good pairing. And maybe they'll use that money to go get a striker, but I think Jimenez, if he could get his form back, could get a lot of headers.
Yeah.
They should go get Calvin
Or score
Lewin.
bangers. Raul Jimenez used to score bangers.
He did used to score bangers. It's sad
My
to see him
only
not.
piece of that I have on Fulham is Tim Ream, the lad from St. Louis with the clean sheet in the Premier League. Let's go!
Why we
You won't
only
pick him up
mention
on
Tim
fantasy,
Ream
though.
though? Anthony Robinson. He not from St. Louis, but he
Yeah, but
USA
come on,
player.
bro. He's not from St. Louis,
Yeah,
And?
so
and Tim Ream's from
he's
St. Louis.
not from St. Louis.
I
Okay.
value Anthony Robinson lower than Tim Ream.
Fine. Do whatever you want with your values.
I will, thanks.
On to the next match. We got Crystal Palace playing Sheffield United. Eze looked like a monster.
Eberici Eze needs to be starting for England over Mason Mount immediately.
Yeah,
Cement the deal.
I don't think you're far off of it, especially the way that the last two seasons have gone. He is insane, like so good, even coming back from an ACL injury. And Mason Mount, we'll get to the Man U game a little later, but snooze fest. He looked bad. He did not look good.
I just don't get how somebody like Eze, I guess his injuries, it was like one injury, but it was a serious one. I guess that kind of stops big teams from wanting you. But, man, this man needs to be on a top team.
Yeah, he
He's a
definitely
top player.
deserves it, and he'll probably get some kind of move at the end of the year. Premier League mainstay Jordan Ayew with an assist to Odsonne Edouard, and I'm happy for Edouard there because his main issue is the kind of the final product, and seems like he's starting off the season well. I think he's an exciting player. Hopefully they don't lose Olise at the deadline because I think
Hopefully-
Man City's still circling.
Hopefully I think Chelsea's circling.
Great. Chelsea buying everyone.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
Yeah.
Don't get me started. Hopefully they do lose Doucouré to us.
Liverpool.
Liverpool.
Need DM. We can get to that in a little
I
while.
think Doucouré is a proper baller.
Yeah, he's a Premier League mainstay. He was at Everton for a long time, and I think Watford before that, I believe.
I don't know. You're probably wrong on that.
I'll
I
look
think
it
you're
up.
thinking
but-
about a different Doucouré because this one's a lot younger than the old Doucouré.
Yeah.
The Doucouré you're talking about is old.
Really?
This Doucouré
Okay.
is 23.
Man, Crystal Palace
That's
are just...
the Doucouré you're talking about.
Yeah.
Mm, Abdoulaye Doucouré.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
It's not okay.
Just don't let
It's
it happen
not
again.
okay.
Joachim Anderson, who looked the most talented center back for Crystal Palace last season, had a star-studded game and kept a clean sheet in this one.
Yeah.
He is so talented at playing long balls from the back. I love watching him play. I love watching Crystal Palace play, man.
Really?
Oh my God, they like to. These boys like to cook.
They played Sheffield, bruh.
Yeah.
but
And won
They
1-0.
won 1-0 to Sheffield.
I'm just excited that they started the season out with a win without the boy, the lad,
Wilfried
Zaha.
I agree.
And
I don't think this bodes well for their season.
I know. I don't think it does either.
I just have always liked
1-0 on a Sheffield team that's definitely going back down.
Yeah, it doesn't bode well. I agree. But I think they, for the most part, dominated the game. And I just like Crystal Palace's brand. I've always liked their logo.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
like
me too.
their jerseys are
The
pretty
Eagles.
cool. Yeah, the Eagles. Like they're a cool like
Yeah.
brand and team to have around because they're always like talented with some kind of like winger and stuff. So it's fun.
That emblem is a Premier League mainstay, so much so that it drove out City's old emblem.
Oh yeah.
They said, we're keeping our emblem. You get rid of your eagle emblem.
Yeah.
Hey, and honestly, Crystal Palace dubbed on that.
That's
They
true.
did. From the Eagles to the Lions,
Yours is growing on me, though.
Aston Villa, Newcastle.
Not what I expected.
Not
Me
at
either.
all what any of us expected. That was a really exciting game to watch, to say the least.
Make me sad.
Started really, really exciting. Anthony Gordon to Sandro Tonali, the Italian boy who, gonna break the mold, as Muhammad would say. He scores in his first game. It might have even been his first touch of the ball, if I'm being honest. I don't know for sure.
He looked good,
He did look good. He looked very good.
like comfortable. And like this team, I would say, like, if it wasn't a team like Aston Villa that has the weapons to make things interesting, I'd be like, okay, maybe not. But they just looked like a machine, to be honest. Muhammad wants to trade me
Tonali for who?
Which one was it?
Ollie Watkins, Harvey Barnes, Alexander
Anthony
Isak.
Gordon.
Oh, don't do that. I already made a bet with him that Anthony Gordon is not scoring 20 goals in all comps this year, and I still don't think he's going to come good on that. So don't do
that's
it.
That's an easy bet to
Yeah,
make.
I know. He's delusional.
But he did look good. I
He
think
looked a lot
Gordon
better.
Looked like last season he was very complacent and he wasn't fit enough to be playing for this side. And this season I think he's going to take Almiron's spot on the right, and I think it'll be.
He started on the
Barnes,
left at the
Isak.
weekend.
Yeah, I know, but Barnes is gonna play on the left.
Obviously, they want him on the left, Anthony Gordon.
Why?
Well, they started him there.
Yeah, because Barnes just got to Newcastle. Barnes is gonna end up on the left.
We'll see if it happens.
It's gonna be Barnes, Isak, Gordon.
All right.
I'm telling you right now. So
Anthony
You
Gordon.
also told me Darwin Nunez was going to start,
yeah,
and guess
I'm
what?
a
It didn't
Liverpool
happen.
fan.
Yeah, because you're an idiot.
Because I'm a Darwin fan.
Well, 11th minute, another new signing to Aston Villa, Moussa Diaby, gets an assist from Ollie Watkins and buries it. He looked rampant, but that was it for Aston Villa.
Yeah.
After that, it was a one-team show. 16th minute, Alexander Isak got an assist from Sven Botman. It was a nice goal for the first one. The second one was really something else. He just steals the ball away from Konsa, and the chip is like one of the craziest finishes I've seen in a while.
I hate how good he is already.
Yeah, he is very good, and people forget how good he is because he was kind of injured and then not really in the spotlight because he wasn't playing that well in La Liga.
It's a Sociedad.
Yeah, and he looks like the real deal. So hopefully he is. The Prem is always exciting when we have good strikers. So I like seeing a good striker.
Speaking of strikers,
No.
now with Harry Kane's departure, with Ivan Toney's ban, Alexander Isak, runner-up best striker in the Premier League.
We're gonna say he's second to Holland, better than. I mean, who would be second after that? Probably Gabby Jesus, but I'd probably take Isak. I'm just thinking
Your
out.
bias
I'm
is
thinking
showing.
out loud. Who do you think? Okay.
Ollie Watkins.
Okay.
Maybe, yeah. Ollie
Mhm.
Watkins does have a good shout.
Yeah, Ollie Watkins has
He's
a good
got a
shout
little
for
more
sure.
time here,
Evan Ferguson.
more goals.
Evan Ferguson does not have a shout at
unproven.
top 4 or 5 in the Prem.
Not yet.
That man built like he's 25 and he's 18. I mean, in this Brighton side, he's gonna get nothing but looks.
That's if he gets starts, man. He didn't start at the weekend, so we got to see him starting games and
Dude,
scoring more goals.
You do not. Okay, if he keeps starting Danny Welbeck over any of their young forwards,
Mm-hmm.
he's got to get assassinated.
Earlier, he wanted him to come to Liverpool, De Zerbi, and now he says he's got to get assassinated.
All right, no, don't kill him. Just like
Just
Ask
scare
him,
him.
ask him nicely. Say, please play the young forwards.
we'll buy him out of his contract.
I mean, I'm about to give up Enciso, excuse me.
Okay, well, the the sad part of this game is we see another defender go down early. Tyrone Mings, mainstay for that team last season after Diego Carlos got injured. He goes down with an injury. I'm not sure the severity on that one, but
he got stretchered off.
Looks pretty bad.
It did look pretty bad.
No contact.
It looked like his knee exploded. So it definitely doesn't look good for him, but at least they brought in Pau Torres. But that's the second year in a row where the first game of the season, Aston Villa, one of their two center backs, blows their knee and is out for the year.
It's truly unfortunate.
Yeah. Pau Torres comes in,
Good
and
evening.
it is a very bad first showing for him because they just get ran through in the second half. Callum Wilson gets a goal off of a Harvey Barnes assist. Harvey Barnes comes in the 65th minute, 68th minute for Anthony Gordon. And then he gets a goal of his own with a Jacob Murphy assist. So 5-1 Newcastle over Aston Villa. And I did have them over them in the table, but I thought that their skill discrepancy would be a little bit closer.
I didn't.
You
I'm
didn't?
an idiot. This Villa side had me fooled.
You thought they were going to stomp Newcastle?
I thought they were at least going to. I guess they were away.
Yeah, it was at St. James Park. I think
St.
that is
James
going to
Park
be
is electric.
Yeah, I was about to say that might be second to Anfield in terms of how hard it is to play there in the Prem. So,
Empty head.
yeah, not the empty head.
That was 2010 Man City. Come on now,
That was
grow up.
2 years
Hey,
ago.
grow up. All right, we're in a new generation.
Yeah, a new generation of oil-loving dick riders.
Speaking of a new
I
generation,
don't love oil. I love beautiful football, man. It's not that hard to see. Maybe, you'd know if you saw some beautiful Liverpool.
he hasn't seen any beautiful Liverpool football this weekend.
Oh, you
Thank
guys
you.
were taking it there, huh?
Well, we can take it down to Brentford, where the top Spurs, Tottenham Hotspurs, took on Brentford, the Bees, and drew 2-2. Pretty exciting game, if I'm being honest. And you're saying a new generation. This Spurs team is a whole new generation of Spurs, and they did look all right.
I felt like Basuma looked like the signing they made.
Yeah, he looked really good.
Yeah, he looked. I mean, it's so funny thinking about all the midfielders people have taken from Brighton.
Oh, it's insane.
And, there's
they
just,
just keep pumping them
There's
out.
years of them at this point. Like Basuma. Oh my gosh.
Caicedo this
Yeah.
year, they're just gonna keep churning them out. They're who's the next CDM? Who can we buy for $4 million and sell him for $100?
Yeah, I mean it's crazy.
Yeah,
James Maddison absolutely looks like what Tottenham needed, and I just imagine if Harry Kane had stayed. I wonder if he's having buyer's remorse and saying, "Man,
no, definitely not. Gonna win Bundesliga, get a trophy.
Who cares?
Who cares about
plastic trophy?
that's an
Okay.
actual plastic trophy."
He's also gonna go deep in a CL, with a good team, not a Tottenham
Thomas
team that shouldn't be there.
Fraudle.
Maybe, yeah. Bayern been kind of falling off in European
fraudulent.
competitions.
Well, that was just Harry Kane coming to Bayern. They had to lose their first cup tie. That they
You
were
only
in.
say that because Bayern is Arsenal's daddy.
No, that's not true.
Daddy.
I hope we get them in the CL this year. I want to put them down.
Bayern, all they got is underlying racism, and that's it.
Yeah. Well, in the 11th minute, Christian Romero, he headed a ball and
Fuck them.
and he headed a ball to clear it and kind of laid there for a minute, and then he scores the first goal and James Maddison blasts this ball at him and it just goes right off his head into the goal. It was a good goal. But instantly they're yeah, bro, you're done.
Well, him and
you're concussed.
him and Mbueno did have head-on-head contact, and Romero is a player who's had a history of
head
head
injuries.
injuries. So after
I mean, homie got
after contact with
Mbembo
Mbembo and that hardcore header off his dome piece, yeah, it was his night was
He about to
finished.
start wearing a helmet like Petr Cech.
Yeah, he might have to. And Raul Jimenez. There's other players that wear helmets too, but that Petr Cech one is too iconic.
Is how do you guys say the Tottenham coach's name?
Ange Postecoglou.
Postecoglou.
Dang, okay, Ian.
Dang, how do you say that in Australian?
Ange Postecoglou. Emerson Royale gets a goal. James Maddison 2 assists. I feel like everyone just memes the shit out of Emerson Royale, even though he doesn't look that bad. He looked pretty good.
I hope he gets benched.
I think defensively, Wissa was cooking him.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, Wissa did get a goal. Rico Henry on the assist there, and Mbomo got a goal off of. Wasn't that a penalty? God, the Prem's website needs to up their game.
Yes,
Doesn't
it
even
was.
say penalty on it.
It
Come
was
on
a
now.
penalty. Oh, me. Shout out the MLS.
Yeah, for real. The MLS would say that. But James Madison gets a man of the match. Looks like their best signing.
Richarlison going to need to step up quick.
Yeah, bro, he
He's
looked
dog.
absent.
He's not him.
He's not him. He's never been him, bro. He's
No.
dog.
Are they gonna buy someone?
He's a fraud.
Dude, if Tottenham take that $100 million and buy Evan Ferguson,
Now
he
that.
kind of built like Harry Kane, except he don't got that mega mind dome on him.
He low-key do, though.
He does have a big head, but it ain't shaped like the dude from Megamind.
That's true. He got a Minecraft head.
I think Richarlison played in that 2022 World Cup with Brazil, and his ego just inflated massively and said, and was like, I am the man. I will be able to do it anywhere. And then showed up at Tottenham. And
I think
Well-
he's been a little B-word since he was at Everton.
Who, Richarlison?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, he used to piss me off so much
Dude.
whenever we would play them. I was like, you suck.
Yeah.
Like, you are bad.
You're not
and you have way
good.
too much of an ego.
Yeah.
Like, you should not be this angry about
Like,
this foul or something.
Merseyside derbies haven't been the same since
he left.
because it's not as sweet when we beat them.
Yeah.
are you going to sit there and tell me that dunking on good old Jordan Pickford doesn't feel good?
Dude,
Slickford.
nothing will ever feel better than watching Van Dijk hit a full volley like from across, absolutely shank it. Me turning away and just putting my head in my hands and looking back up, and it bounces off the crossbar, and Origi just
Magical.
Come back, Origi.
I do
Magical.
remember watching that. That was a crazy moment.
Yeah, that was when we were on fire.
You were saying Gundogan is the one who scores all of Man City's clutch goals.
Origi scored all of Liverpool's clutch goals. I
Yes.
see where you're going with that one.
Indubitably.
And they don't have him anymore. What
All
are they
of
going to
them?
do?
A lot of them.
A lot of them.
Yeah.
Corner taken quickly.
Agreed. Agreed.
Speaking of Liverpool, they played Chelsea. Biggest match of the weekend, I
We
would say.
could skip this one.
Nah, we're not skipping it. So-
Liver no pool, I think you meant to say.
Liver no pull. Because they've got no pull for the top
really?
talent. Chelsea signing both Romeo Lavia and Moises Caicedo.
No Caicedo?
I can't wait for Todd Bowley to be put in prison.
I hope he goes to prison, dude. I hate what Chelsea is
He's the
doing.
most deserving.
This is ruining the league. I mean, City was already ruining the league. Shit, Chelsea was the first one to start the ruining.
Chelsea started it with Abramovich,
Yeah,
and now they're just a
carrying
bad
it on.
version. They're just a bad version of Man City. They just spend so much money, and they still might not get Champions League.
I mean, with this midfield at this point, I can't see that. I mean, it's an exciting squad. I'll give it.
They
to
have
them.
a very exciting
Adding
young team.
Caicedo is gonna just completely change. I mean,
But
that's what it would have done in
Because
Liverpool.
does it give Enzo
Enzo?
like more room
Yes.
to play
Yeah,
creatively?
Enzo gets to play the role that
Because
he wants to.
he was cooking in that
Yeah,
game.
he's really
Oh
good.
my goodness!
I love watching three. I mean, we were supposed to get Enzo too.
You were supposed to get a whole lot of
Yeah,
players.
we.
Damn,
and-
Chelsea's your
and
dad, huh?
It's FSG, bro. How do you? How the fuck do you spend 2 months arguing over pennies over Lavia?
Yeah, they're
And
like,
then Chelsea goes for Caicedo, and you flash 115 mil in front of the world.
Yeah.
So you're arguing over pennies at first for months, and then you flash all this cash in front of the world. Don't get either of the fucking signings, and now the whole world, every team's gonna be like, "Dog, we know y'all got that.
we know you
so
got money.
you gonna have to pay way more."
Well, you don't know how the deal was structured because a lot of these deals,
Yeah,
like,
Chelsea's getting they're paying him dumb wages.
well, not that necessarily.
that.
I'm okay. Maybe they
getting
are. I
paid.
don't know what the deal is. I'm talking about like the deal that Liverpool would have like paid Brighton. They could be paying like 60 mil up front and then 10 mil each recurring year. Because Arsenal were trying to basically pay like 50 mil up front for Declan Rice and then pay 10 mil every year from then on, kind of thing, until they were paid off. And most of these teams are like, nah, we want cash in hand. Like, we paid like 95 mil on the day that we signed him. So, getting to the actual game,
No.
Mo Salah to Luis Diaz.
I hate
Beautiful ball.
Chelsea.
This dude won't let me get a word.
I agree.
I think we all hate Chelsea. There's no Chelsea
It
people
used
on the
to-
podcast
no,
yet again.
My rage towards Chelsea is consuming me more than any rage I felt. No, that's a lie.
Like,
That's
at
a lie.
least-
For City, that rage was different, though, because at least when I was enraged with City, it was because they were beating us by 1 point in the league.
Yeah.
Chelsea's just
Beating us
I
by
was gonna
millions
say,
of dollars.
absorbing all of the talent.
At least Man City typically did have some kind of like guidance, and you could see the moves that they were trying to make, and it made a lot of sense for like fitting into their squad. Chelsea seems to just go out and say, "You're coming over here, buddy."
Because
Chelsea-
you were going to Liverpool.
Yeah, because Chelsea's been doing it for a while now. Like Mudryk, they were like, "Oh, you wanted to go to Arsenal? We think we will have you." And he's like, "Yeah, I was just trying to get the hell out of Ukraine, bro." Like,
Prayers up.
prayers up.
Yes, Mo Salah looking
Prayers up
just
for
as
Maui,
dangerous.
Hawaii as well. Let's not
Agreed.
forget about
Yeah,
that.
true.
That shit kind of looks suspect. That shit kind of looks like some billionaires finding a way to make room for their projects. I was reading a little
Todd
bit
Bowley
about
might
that.
be one of them.
Yeah, he could be.
No kidding.
Well, Todd Bowley's team played a lot better than I thought they would. Ben Chilwell and Reece James both look electric on the wingbacks slots. Axel Disasi scores
I
a
hope
goal.
they die.
Reece James is the clear best wingback in the Premier League, no questions asked. That man has no weaknesses.
Yeah, he's
Except for his
absolutely a beast.
knees.
Yeah,
Except for his
except
knees.
except for his knees, because it looked like he was going down with an injury in this game.
When he
Him and
gets-
Chilwell both.
Him
Yeah.
getting a 3-month-long injury, I want that.
I need that. I desire that.
deserve that. Same with Chilwell.
They both
Same
need to
with
go down. injured.
Nkuku. I hope Nkuku never comes back.
Well, even without Nkuku, they look good. Nico Jackson didn't look that good, which I thought was surprising, but he is going up
He looked
against.
lively.
He looked kind of. There were a few moments where when he was like running at the defense, he looked
Yeah.
lively, but he was getting locked up by Van Dijk and Konate the whole time. Other than that, I feel like and questionable handball decision. I thought it could have been a handball. It's kind of like up near his shoulder and his hands out here.
Yeah, man,
It's,
this is a natural position, don't you know?
well, it's going to hit him in the chest is what they're saying. That's
Yeah,
why
but-
it's a natural
No
position.
handball.
But then it went. If it didn't hit his hand on the chest, it would have gone a different direction. This impeded the direction of the ball.
Doesn't matter.
It's not a handball. I'm just mad.
Yeah. But yeah, I would say that Liverpool. Szoboszlai looked all right.
Shut up.
McAllister looked all right.
Shut up.
He was playing out of position, and then they had
Yeah.
Gakpo in the midfield, which you can tell that's just because they don't have players they want to play there, and they sold most of the other guys that would have played there, like Hendo and Fabinho. So they need to get some more midfielders in.
What the hell are you talking about?
Come on, Liverpool, man. Tell him why he's wrong.
Tell me why I'm
Gakpo
wrong.
was playing a cam. Like like,
Isn't he a striker?
Hendo, and I mean, he's originally a winger. So
Yeah, I don't think Gakpo is playing if you guys have some kind of defensive midfielder to play in the game. Because McAllister and Szoboszlai are both not defensive midfielders. One of them's an 8, one of them's a 10.
McAllister looked great for playing a role that is not his.
Yep.
And he distributed the ball well. I think if we had a CDM that was top quality, that let McAllister and Szoboszlai do what they
Shovel
need
slide.
to do, yeah,
It's true.
Chelsea would have been done for.
They would have been done for.
I mean, that goal they scored was weak as hell.
I mean, they came close
They
to scoring a few more.
deserved it. Yeah, score.
they shoulda
maybe
won.
a couple.
They
shoulda
should have
won.
won that game. They looked the
you
better
guys
side.
were getting broken down.
I think it was
quite
great
frequently.
to come out of that with a point.
Yeah.
My last thought on
At
the
the
game,
bridge.
Mo Salah didn't play that well other than his one assist, and obviously angry with Jurgen Klopp for taking him off in the 70th minute, but he kind of deserved it, if I'm being honest. So I guess we can move on to the last game of the week, Man United Wolves, and this was
banger game.
Snooze fest, but banger.
Banger game. Oh, I loved watching this game.
You loved watching your fantasy team actively lose.
Yeah.
No, that is not why. Although I do have Mason Mount, although I do have Matthews Cunha, okay, watching Wolves terrorize Man U at Old Trafford was so satisfying. After everyone counted out Wolves for being relegated, they came out and looked like a side that had been playing together for years.
And they still lost the game.
Relegated.
So terrorize Man United.
Well,
They
to be
lost.
fair, the ref was clearly getting paid like normal for Man U.
Yeah.
Because,
little Anthony Taylor action.
oh my God, don't talk about Anthony Taylor.
Obvious Man U fan.
Clear Man U fan.
Yeah.
Hates Liverpool. If you talk to any Liverpool fan about Anthony Taylor, they will tell you that man hates Liverpool. But we're not talking about Liverpool. We're talking about Onana fouling the shit out of somebody in the box
Yep.
and getting no call. No
WWE
card, no,
top
yeah.
ladder somebody.
What the hell?
Yeah, I mean, he looked good other than that, I would
Yeah,
say.
I think he's one of the best signings of the season.
Yeah,
I
he'll
think he's
be
a clear
great.
upgrade from De Gea.
Oh, huge upgrade. Probably almost as good a shot stopper and like so clear with his feet that it's insane. I will say this for the Man U fans that thought that signing Mason Mount and Onana was going to change the way you play football. It ain't, because you look like shit in the midfield.
Eric Ten fraud.
Yeah, and honestly, if the Mason Mount signing doesn't pan out, I'm kind of questionable on Ten Hag's decisions as coach as to who he brings in, because Anthony, not worth 80 mil.
Hell no.
Hell no.
Mason Mount doesn't look worth 60 mil at this point.
What is his position? Like, is he a 6? Is he an 8?
Mount?
What is he, a 10?
He's maybe a 7. He's not that good looking.
I am a straight white male.
Oh, we got to post the Liverpool burner account.
I mean, 50-50 on possession in this game. Like,
Dude, that's insane. He looked bad. Bruno looked bad.
Yep,
Garnacho looked bad.
yeah. Garnacho I don't think is not ready for a starting
Dude,
role.
their
No, he's
team is
not.
just like a Frankenstein's monster-ass team, and it's just not good football. Like, I hate the ETH love. Like, the fact that he was so good at Ajax. Like, bro, it's Ajax. Like,
Yeah.
Okay,
Who
he
else is
did-
winning?
Everyone likes to give Poach all these flowers for getting Tottenham to a Champions League final. ETH got Ajax to a Champions League semifinal. Like, who has more?
with world-class players?
Who has more world-class players, that Tottenham team or that Ajax team?
That Ajax team.
Really? You
Dude,
think so?
Frankie de Jong is like one of the best midfielders in the world.
Yeah, and Matthias de Ligt. But what is everybody else from that team doing right now? Nothing. Donny van de Beek rotting somewhere in a hole.
because of ETH.
Dude, what's his name signed him? Ollie. ETH
Dude,
didn't sign
bring
that dude.
Ollie back. At least Ollie kept things interesting.
By interesting, you mean Man United was worse?
Ollie's
Because they
at
were
the
better
wheel.
last season.
Ollie's at the wheel. Na 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 na. Ollie's at the wheel. Yeah,
I liked Ollie.
I liked him because he didn't really do a whole lot with Man
I was
United.
about to say
Neither does
Ollie.
Eric Ten Hag.
I mean, I would love to keep shitting on Manchester United. Fucking let's go.
Yeah, let's do
Lisandro Martinez easily could have been sent off for
Yeah, that's why
a
I got
second
subbed.
yellow in that game.
Butcher. Like, bro, you're 5'6" and you hurt people. That's your fucking job.
Victor Lindelof looked pretty good.
Yeah, but my question is, how is man still on a top-tier Premier League team?
Because he's not bad. He was just coached by Ollie. Like, that's the problem.
Bring the slab head back in.
That I don't think
Bro.
we're not going to see him for a long time.
I don't think we're ever going to see him play. Maybe in like a Europa League game if they get knocked out
I
of
just want to know
CL.
what happened to him, honestly, because
It was when he was in Greece. What did he do in Greece that got him in prison?
He attacked that like taxi driver or something. I forgot about
And
that.
that's what happened. His career's been downhill
he
ever
actually
since.
got cloned. He got murdered in Greece, and the Greece government paid for his clone.
Dude, talk about the opposite career path. Aaron Wan-Bissaka looks reborn under Eric Ten Hag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He looks insanely good as like a defensive right back.
And getting up the field as a wingback as well.
Kinda.
I think he has a little bit. I think he's got a little
I
bit
think
of
the
Nah,
best
bro.
part about his attack is you got no clue what dude's about to do. 'Cause
That's
Yeah.
true.
He don't know what he's about to do.
He
tried
does
to
not.
he tried to skill and he accidentally crosses the ball and
Yeah.
like his legs are. It's like watching Riley.
If there was, I think if Liverpool were ever to sign one Wolves player just to fill that defensive void, I know that you already have some Japanese fella on your watch list, but Mario Lemina was absolutely going crazy, breaking Wolves out of their defensive third and just like putting in crunching tackles. Like he looked phenomenal. All of Wolves looked so good.
Honestly, I think
Mateus Cunha.
any
Gary
three-
O'Neal was cooking.
Any three of those starting midfielders they got going could do a good job in our midfield.
I was just especially impressed.
I was
with
impressed by
Lemina.
Cunha because he
Mateus?
didn't look that good last year.
Or as
And-
Riley pronounces it, Matthews.
Mattheus Cunha.
How would you pronounce it?
Mateus, like his name's
Mateus.
supposed to be.
Yeah.
pronounced.
But the TH makes the th sound. So
Thanks, bro. But yeah, Cunha, he is exciting to watch. He just like gets the ball and drives at players, and that's not something you see that often in the Prem, especially
think-
showing up to like Old Trafford.
he looked especially good because Manchester United's midfield was dog water,
Yeah, it was
very
horrible.
non-existent. So he was given all kinds of free space to run into.
They were just walking through that midfield.
I can't wait to watch them get dogged by good teams.
Yeah,
I can't
Wolves
wait.
or Man U,
Man, you.
both of them,
yeah.
I mean,
because I think they're
no,
both getting dogged.
I love. I mean, Wolves. I hope they can. I talk about this all the time. I hope we can get Wolves back to the spot where they're just dogging Man City for no reason.
Yeah,
It won't happen.
Man City's
Man
always
City not
got that
getting
kind of that team. Like Brentford beat them twice last year. Every year they pick one team and they're just going to lose to them twice. That's
I think
like,
Brentford only beat us once.
on the last day they beat you as well.
Fact checker.
Fact checker.
I love watching Bruno Fernandes cry.
Ooh, yeah. That's a very good feeling.
Number
Yeah.
one.
Ah, dang
Bruno
nabbit.
Fernandes, number
Easy-
one hateable player in
Yes,
soccer.
absolutely.
Yes.
Crybaby and
Whiner.
Yeah.
How are you gonna have a crybaby
Looks like a
whiner?
weasel.
How are you gonna have a crybaby whiner be your captain?
I know.
Yeah,
I don't
it's
get that
sad.
pick at all. I feel like I know Casemiro hasn't been there that long, but
But
like
who cares?
or Varane. Like Varane's been there for a few years now. Like give it to him, man. He seems passionate. He scored that goal. That's his first goal for them ever.
Either
and
one
he
of
was
them
like
could be a
losing
captain.
his shit.
Yeah.
I think Varane deserves it because he's been there longer.
I
but-
think the Man U fans probably are like even more like griefed than Tottenham fans because Tottenham fans never really had anything to stand on. However, Manchester United fans were once like the greatest team in Europe, and they have seen their team fall so far past where they
now
once
they're
were.
not even the greatest team in Manchester.
Oh, Manchester is so blue.
It
It's
is
not
so
even funny.
blue.
it's kind of insane.
It's a blue world,
Yep.
and
we're
we're just
all
living
And
in
we're
it.
just all living in it.
Bing bong.
You guys got anything else?
Who was your guys' number one overperformer, and who was your guys' number one underperformer in terms of teams this weekend?
Liverpool underperformer.
Yeah, I would say Liverpool underperformer, and then
Overperformer. You could
Tottenham. They looked a lot better than I thought they were going to look. I thought
Mm.
that James Madison would look good and everybody else would look bad, and that was not the case. They looked like they had some kind of cohesive idea about the way they wanted to play, and it was kind of exciting. And I'm kind of worried that their coach actually might know what he's doing.
I would say underperformer for me has got to be Chelsea to not put away at least one more goal at the bridge against a Liverpool side whose midfield obviously you're taking advantage of the entire game is pretty disappointing. Overperformer, I mean, it's got to be Newcastle, surely. I did not expect them to come out against Aston Villa and blow them out 5-1. I thought that was a crazy result.
I'm honestly, like, my stock in Tottenham was so low that I am less surprised by Newcastle winning 5-1 than I am by like Tottenham like looking coherent and tying.
Mm-hmm.
So, Mickey, who you got?
Well, actually, I changed my mind about underperformer. I think Man U.
Yeah, they did look bad.
I think they're going to be a consistent underperformer this season, just based on that game alone.
And then overperformer Wolves.
Overperformer. No, because they didn't win. I agree with Riley. Newcastle, that game I thought maybe they would win by 1, maybe tie. But man, I'm pissed.
Yeah.
Like,
They look good.
I hope I don't want to be that guy that hopes for like
The downfall of players.
yeah.
Like hoping someone gets
Individual
injured.
players, yeah.
You know what my favorite, and it used to be Man City Liverpool, but my favorite Man City matchup is now is got to be Man
Newcastle?
City Newcastle, which we're seeing this weekend. The big oil derby.
Do you just bathe in oil while it's going on? You just hop in the bathtub and
We actually bathe in gold coins.
makes sense.
Schmeckles.
I'm very excited for that game.
Yeah,
Doubloons.
just a few doubloons from the Newcastle and
That actually
Man
hurts
City
my
higher
feelings,
ups.
Riley.
The real question, does it? No,
Yes.
I mean, yeah, you guys
No,
kind of
don't
fell off.
backtrack now.
Yeah,
Don't
no, you
backtrack
guys
now.
fell off. Yeah, it's
Just
true.
wait till we beat you this season.
You think you will?
Yep.
All I saw this weekend
Rodri's gonna run your entire family.
is that we are
My
in.
family,
Why are you coming to my home?
they listen to this.
Sorry, just kidding. Milo's family, if you're listening. I mean, I meant like his Liverpool
I think
family.
it's just Rob.
Yeah, probably. All I know is we're in for an exciting year of Prem soccer because the first weekend was great, and we
Yeah.
watched a lot of the games together because we were out in Orlando for Jonah's bachelor party. Congrats!
Congratulations, by the way.
Yet again for the second time in this
Yep.
podcast.
Thanks,
Congratulations.
Hey, I finally did my RSVP.
Yeah, good for you.
All the boys probably did.
Yep.
Right.
Well,
All right.
you know, if you know me, I forgot to pay for fan tracks for fantasy soccer until the last minute, so I wouldn't dare do that to Jonah on his
I think-
wedding day, though.
This first weekend was a little bit underwhelming watching. It was fun just because it's the first season back, but I think this second weekend is gonna be
I mean, we've got Tottenham, Man U.
different gravy.
Yep.
I think we've
Tottenham,
Tottenham, Man U.
I think I might
Newcastle versus City,
Yeah.
Oh man, it's a big weekend. That's
Yep.
that's huge.
and plus the biggest of all,
Liverpool?
versus Bournemouth.
God, turn that off.
I
That's
got
a snooze
I got
fest.
Philip Billing hat trick against Liverpool this weekend. Let's go.
Yeah. So, thank you all for watching.
No. I wanna also just say that keep your eye out for some new content that we're gonna do this weekend because there's big games. If we have any listeners that are Prem listeners and also in the city, come
The city
to the
of St.
Amsterdam.
Louis.
Yeah, the city of St. Louis. The Amsterdam, which is also a city, but in this case it's a bar, we'll be interviewing, and it should be fun.
We want to talk Prem. We want to hear what you beautiful people think. We know the city of St. Louis loves soccer. Amsterdam is a culmination of all of the soccer fans here in St. Louis
And
from
it's-
far and wide.
It's real deal shit.
It's
man.
cool, man. So
And it's exciting, and soon, hopefully, we can get enough of a following that a larger audience can see just how much St. Louis is a soccer city.
darn tootin'.
And sorry, Ian. Close it out.
Close us out before I say some other really white thing.
You better watch our next episode, darn tootin'. Thanks for listening.
Goddamn
Peace out. Thanks, guys.
Thank you for watching this episode of Arch Rivals. Make sure to check us out on YouTube at First Touch Media, and all of our socials are at First Touch 314. Thanks for watching.